Srinuyamo Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshaviryajatraha Sthiroi Stustubagum Sastanuvi Bashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti no Indro Vriddhasravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwaveda Swasti nastaksho Arishtanemi Swasti no Brihaspati Dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, O worshipful ones, may our ears hear what is auspicious. May we, efficient to worship, see with our eyes what is auspicious. May we sing your praise, live our allotted span of life in perfect health and strength. May Indra, the Lord, who is extolled in the scriptures, Pushan, the all-knowing, Taksha, who saves from all harm, and Brihaspati, who protects our spiritual luster, vouchsafe us prosperity in our study of the scriptures and the practice of the truth contained therein. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. I'm happy to be here for a short time, though not short time, quite a long time maybe. But anyway, today we are here to read the Upanishad. And this Upanishad, what I heard that it was started by Swami Atmarupananda. And you are already know the basic content of this Upanishad. As is the Upanishad, Upanishad are the not some books written by somebody. It is Upanishad is the cream of the Vedic wisdom. What the Vedas teach us, the self-knowledge, and that knowledge is expressed in such a way, and each sage experienced them in their own way, and then they presented this truth to us. So this is the simple thing, that the truth, the ultimate truth, is expressed in a language of their own experience. It is not intellectual, it is not study of philosophy, but it is a study of the truth as it is. So, this book, Mundaka Upanishad, is one of the grandest of the Upanishad, not big, but this is the small book. But its content is very profound and very enlightening. So what it says, that to learn this spiritual wisdom, you need to go the lineage of teachers. It is in the music world, it is there, very prominent, no? You want to sing some song, you go to one teacher. And what is that teacher? The teacher has a lineage, gharana. So anyone can sing song, but gharana is something different. Unless you are traditionally trained, that gives you the validity of your music as a long tradition. Anyone can talk about God, Brahman, Atman, and create more confusion than clarity. But these are not like that. These are the tradition of the lineage of sages and saints who have experienced themselves and then handed over to their disciple that wisdom, that knowledge. They practiced in their life, and then they found the same truth valid. That experience is valid. I have seen. and then it came down unadulterated. That is the major point. Unadulterated. That's why lineage is very important in spiritual tradition. Otherwise, it's called Appanthi. In Hindi, they call Appanthi. Appanthi means I have experienced. Now in this country, you will find everyone expresses his own views and writes a book. Writing a book is easy, but is it your experience? The highest experience? You may say, yes, I have experienced, but is it valid? It gets the stamp of the old experience. Your experience, if H2O is water, you may find something as H2O2. No, H2O2 is not water. No, I have experience. That proof, give the proof. Is that there should be lineage. Somebody has done that. That has been proven in the lab. And now you do the same thing, you find the same conclusion. I do that, I find the same conclusion. Then it is called valid knowledge. Otherwise, it is all imperfect knowledge. And spiritual lineage is very important. That's why the very Upanishad gives that hint that there are many appanthis. Appanthis means, as I said, you know, I have experienced God like that, no? So this, in the Gospel of Ramakrishna, there is a statement that one gentleman named Samadhai was the name of the gentleman. He came and he was giving some sermon. And in his sermon he said, God is dry. To make the Lord sweet, you put your love and sweetness. Ramakrishna said, what type of statement? God is dry and you put your sweetness into it and make the God sweet. And he gave the example. It is like someone who talks about that in their home there is a, what you call, the cow shed, in which many horses are preserved there. And a cow shed is cow shed. Horses cannot accommodate there. He has no idea what is called horse, what is called cow, but giving a big talk. So most of us, when we talk from intellectual level, intellect is gloomy and clouded. Unless it is perfectly clear, Shuddha Mon, Shuddha Buddhi, Shuddha Atma, act. Unless you reach that point, mind becomes extremely pure. Shuddha Mon, Shuddha Buddhi, your understanding becomes clear, distinct, like I see through the glass. Like that, Buddhi and the Atman, this Atman who is considering what is truth, judging that should be pure. That means purity of mind, purity of intellect, purity of your understanding, and purity of your memory. Purity will come in all the levels. So if it comes, then your experience will be validated. So Ramakrishna, in his experience, he had experience, so many experiences. And he himself was doubtful. He said, is it, I'm hallucinating? And he used to cry to Ma Kali, oh mother, am I hallucinating? It is my just mental imagination, or it is any true? And then there came one lady, Guru. Her name is Bhairavi. And Bhairavi Brahmani, she was an adept in 64 ways of practice of Tantra, very exalted divine personality. And he then said, looking at him, Ramakrishna, when first she came, and Ramakrishna seeing that lady, bright, brilliant, fearless, alone, walking from Bangladesh to East Bengal to here, and searching for a student. Who is student? She got an instruction from Divine Mother Kali that there is a student of me. You will find he lives on the bank of the Ganges. See what address. You find a disciple who is sitting in the bank of a Ganges. And really this miracle happens. So this lady was going by boat down and seeing Dakshineshwar and see the temple from a distance on the Ganga side. Oh, it is a great temple site. And he just landed from the boat into the temple campus. And Ramakrishna was sitting in his room. His nephew was Hriday. He immediately asked, "Hey, Hriday, hey, there is a lady. Call her to my room." Hridayaram got totally confused. Ramakrishna asking a lady to come in his room and saying, pestering, go. He said, "How can I go? I don't know that lady. She is a stranger. And she looks so young and bright. And how can I go and approach that my go, don't talk, go. And then forced him to go. And Hriday went and said, "My mama, uncle, and lives in this house, he wants you to come to see him." And as soon as she entered into the Ramakrishna's room in Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna, like a child, said, "Ma, you see, my whole body is burning. I cannot bear. I sometimes put myself under the Ganga water. I put some wet towel on my head. Within few minutes, it gets dried up. I cannot bear this pain. Ma, is there any way out?" Huh? All the medical doctors tried. They say it is all mental disease. Nothing can be done. Then immediately the lady, that's the lineage. That's the lineage. She is an adept sadhika. She has attained that with mother's darshan, vision. So she said, "Oh, my child, yes, there is a cure. You will be cured. Don't worry." And Ramakrishna was excited. "I'll be cured from this pain." And she gave some simple formula. She said, "This was the burning sensation felt by Radharani for Krishna. When the pangs of separation will come for God, your whole body will be shattered like that." And that happens. See, she's citing a story of Radharani. In Radharani's life it has happened. And to the people of that category who can really cry for God and really minus God, their life is meaningless. In that state of mind, this reaction will come in the physical body. And Ramakrishna is to do really, dip himself in the Ganga water up to this much, to cool his body, putting the towel over his head. It is getting just soaking and putting, it is as if dried. And then, say, Bhairavi Brahmani said, "I know the medicine." So what she did? Very simple. It is traditionally known among the teachers of that tradition. That's why lineage is important. Doctors cannot solve this problem. But Bhairavi Brahmani solved the problem within 3 days. She said, asked to prepare sandal paste and asked somebody to smear all over the body of Ramakrishna for 3 days. And that burning sensation left for him. How do you know the yogic problem? Yoga sadhana. And in that there comes this type of problem. So lineage is very important. We are called Puris. Shankaracharya's tradition. Shankara established the 10 Dasanami Sampradaya. And out of them, Puri is the surname, last name Puri. Giri, Bharati, Saraswati, Bon, Parvat, Tirtha. There are different types of that name, surname. We are called, my name is what? If you go to the monastic community, if you say, I am Swami Sarvadevananda, they will say, no. Which lineage you belong to? Then you have to say, I am Sarvadevananda Puri. Why Puri? The Ramakrishna's another teacher was Totapuri. And Totapuri is a lineage of Shankaracharya's 10 traditional divisions of approved, authentic tradition. Because that is stamp. Experience has been stamped. It's not your own whimsical imagination of your mind. So that's why the Sri Ramakrishna falls within the category of 10, and we belong to that tradition. With Swami Vivekananda, Brahmananda, like that, it came down. So it is all the monks of the Ramakrishna order. They are called Puris at the end. Sarvadevananda Puri, Atma Rupananda Puri. We don't use that in public, but when you go to the monastic community, you will have to say that. So what I am saying, this Mundaka Upanishad is started with this importance of this lineage. Because you may have some experience, but your experience may be hallucination. What is the proof? Then this Bhairavi Brahmani validated them. And he said, yes, it has happened. It is no, you are not exceptional. When the cry for God, the pangs for separation for God cannot be at all tolerated, that time this physical reaction will come in that. So it is okay. It is in the right path, and your experiences are all right. So here the many Mundaka Upanishad starts with the Om Brahma Devanang Prathamas Sambhabhuva Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gupta Sabrahma Vidyang Sarva Vidya Pratishtham Atharvayo Jashtaputraya Praha. The very first verse says the Brahma. Who is Brahma? In Hindu tradition, is the creator God. So Devanang Prathamas Sambhuvo, who became born, firstborn. God created Brahma first. No? Brahma, the creator, came first. So Prathamas Sambhuvo, first this Brahma was created. And who is Brahma? Vishwasya Karta. She created Karta, the master of this Vishwa, this whole universe, the sun, moon, stars, galaxies, everything is done by Brahma. And Bhuvanasya Gupta, and he nurtures, not only that creates, he nurtures the whole universe. That is Brahma. And saw that person Brahma Vidyam, that Brahma with the knowledge and wisdom of Brahman. Sarva Vidya Pratishtham, which is the foundation of all knowledge. Very important. Brahma Vidya, the Vidya, the wisdom of about Brahman, is the foundation of all knowledge. All knowledge is an expression of that one. Many are coming from the ground of oneness. All this, that's why now is the consciousness study, no? They're very popular. They're trying to find out the foundation of everything. What is that? Where is that consciousness? Where from all these diverse awareness of my understanding, this, that going on? What is the foundation? So Brahma, he studied Brahma Vidya, he learned that Brahma Vidya, Sarva Vidya Pratishtha, which is the foundation of all this knowledge. Atharvayo Jeshtaputrayo Praho. Brahma's first son, elder son, Jeshtaputra, Atharva. Atharva Rishi, he taught that wisdom. Brahma taught that to his elder son, elder disciple, who is called Atharva. And what Atharva said, Atharvane yang pravadita Brahma. Brahma, what was taught to the sage, elderly student or mature student, capable student, that Atharva Rishi, young Prabhupada, what has been taught to that Atharva Rishi? Brahma taught to Atharva Rishi. Atharva Rishi, Atharvatang Purova Angire, Purova Changire Brahma Vidyam. So he then taught this to Angira Rishi, the sage Angira. Huh? So Bharadwajayo, then Angira Rishi then gave that wisdom to another sage. His name is Bharadwaja. What is meaning? Tradition. It is valid knowledge. Experimented, verified in the life. I heard first, and then I did spiritual practice, and I reflected that knowledge in me. Then you give it to the other. That's why it is called Guru mile lakh lakh, Chela mile ek. Yeah? Chela na mile koi. That means everyone wants to be a teacher first. There is a story, teacher story. The teacher story is that one student went to a holy man and went to the holy man and asked, "Sir, please teach me. I want to learn the Brahma Jnana. But let me know what is the duty of a student, what is the duty of a teacher. We should know that first." The Guru said, what is the teacher of a student, a teacher? Duty of a teacher? Teacher only gives seats, gives advice and blessings, and talks about Brahman Atman. That is the only work. And what is a student? Student, he will have to go to the forest to bring firewood, assemble them, then make dough for breakfast, then prepare meal for the Guru, and do this work, that work, that work, that work for the center, no? So long as a student, you have to do all this. Then the student got frustrated, or he prayed, "Tab mere ko pehle Guru bana lijiye." Therefore, it is much easier to that I can be a Guru, because I hear from you and I can memorize and I can be a Guru. So this is the idea, the Guru bana lijiye. That needs tremendous spiritual sadhana. What Guru has given instruction and to reflect in our life, that needs sadhana. So the Atharva Rishi, Brahma gave it to Atharva, Atharva gave it to Purovacha Angira Rishi gave it to Sa Bharadwajaya, Bharadwaja Rishi, Sattvahayo Praho, Bharadwaja, then another Angira say, Paravaram. Then he taught to his another disciple, his name was Angira. Angira. Now, this sage Guru was there, and one disciple approached him. Shaunakaha vai mahashalo Angirashang vidhivat upasanna prapacha. Now the another student came to this Angiras Rishi. Angiras Rishi was sitting, and the student came. And student said, "Sir, I want to know the truth. No? Please give me the wisdom. Give me the instruction. What am I to do?" Here is also very significant thing. Vidhivat upasannam. You have to approach to a teacher. Just not like going to anyone. You go to the university, you may not have deep respect or anything. Just you pay some high amount of what is called the fees. And you don't respect the teacher, respect says you will know a little bit and go away. But this spiritual life is not that. It should be vidhivat, as per rules and regulations. You approach to a teacher. What is the approach? You should be humble. You should have to show your respect that you want this knowledge, this Brahma Vidya, Sarva Vidya Pratishtha. You want to know the supreme knowledge of God, that is called the Brahma Vidya, and which is the foundation of all knowledge. So get that, you will have to move in a proper way. They used to, early days, they used to carry a bundle of firewoods. And if one student comes like that to a teacher and is prostrate before him, then he will think that, oh, he is a seeker of truth. And he would accept after questioning him, and the teacher is satisfied, then he will accept him. That means students should be humble. Students should be seeking for good, God. Students who have inquisitiveness. I cannot solve the problem. Please help me to solve this problem. The Gita also says, no. So the students should approach to Guru. How? Just with humility, with proper questioning, pariprasnena, sevaya, by pleasing the Guru. Because now Google Guru is now available. But in the early days, there was no Google Guru. The Guru were all Guru, they kept the knowledge within them. Now you can ask any Vedic mantra, anything you want, Google can respond to that. And that's why we don't study so seriously. When you need, oh, what is this? Google, and Google says something. Now, the spiritual science is not like that. You have to go with humility, with service attitude. You serve your Guru, so that Guru becomes pleased to you and gives his wisdom. So these are the certain ideas given there, that vidhivat. Vidhivat means you have to go approach in a proper manner. To approach, it is not like going to a shopping place and you give $10 and they will give you $10 commodity. No, it is not like that. It is not be purchased by money. It is not by anything, but by shraddha, by your own devotion to yourself and devotion to the truth. So that should be the ground. So, and this Saunaka, this Saunak, who was a householder, don't think that is for the monks will know that Brahma Jnana. It is not for monks. All the Upanishads you will find there for the householders. Householder people giving the advice of Brahma Jnana, and householder people are going to the Guru asking them, teach us the Brahma Jnana. So here also he approached. But what he asked a very grand question. The first question he asked, Kasminnu bhagavo vigyate sarvamidam vigyatam bhavatiti. First question, a grand question. Kasminnu bhagava, O Bhagavan, O great master, O great teacher. Kasminnu vigyate. Vigyate means visheshana jnate. Knowing very specially. Knowing to the depth of that knowledge. Tell me one knowledge. If I know in depth, is there any such knowledge? Knowing in depth, I know everything. All knowledge. I need not have to go for so many subjects of study. But I want to know one study, one object, where knowing that truth, I will be knowing everything. Question is grand, and response is also very, very profound response, and that is eternal quest. Modern science is moving to find the fundamental unity amongst this diversity. What is that? Your all knowledge, sarva vidya pratishtha, all the knowledge, science, physics, metallurgy, these are all branches of science. But what is the ground of that science? That is the Brahma Jnana, the knowing of the divine self, absolute, non-dual reality. We call consciousness study. What is that? There another story in the Upanishad. It is Chandogya or Vihararnak. You find that the Narada Rishi, he went to his Guru and wanted to know about the knowledge of the Upanishads. No? He approached. And then the teacher said, Okay, please tell me. I will give you the idea of absolute knowledge, but tell me, let me know how what have you already studied or what you know at all. Then Narada Rishi said he has learned how many? About 10 or 12 subjects. He has PhD in 12 subjects PhD. Metallurgy, and then science of the stars and astronomy. These that so he has mentioned bhutattva, nritattva, all these. I have learned so many. Then Guru said, "Oh, namo ivaitat. You only know the name. You don't know anything." Oh my God! A PhD, one PhD comes to us. We say, "Baba, you know so much." And this guru says, you know 18 subject PhD, you don't know anything. Huh? What is this? Then he had advised this Vidya, this one, knowing one, you know everything. Is it possible to know? Huh? What is knowing one? Vigyate sarvam idam vigyatam bhavatiti. You will know everything. How come that? That question is valid question. You know physics, you know everything of metallurgy. You are a metallurgy student. Do you know everything of human anatomy? You are a doctor. You know everything of astrophysics? No. The question itself is very unfounded. No? Knowing one, you know everything. It is said that yes, the Guru will then start Tasmai Shauvacha. To that student, then the Guru started saying, Dve vidye veditabbe yasma jat brahma vido vadanti. The Brahma Gyanis say that you have to know two knowledge, two types of knowledge. Paracha evo apara. What is the knowledge of the Supreme? Another is the inferior knowledge. Inferior knowledge and the supreme knowledge. Two knowledge we have to acquire. Inferior knowledge. What is inferior knowledge? Tatra para Rigveda, Jajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda, Shiksha, Kalpo, Vyakaranam, Niruktang, Chando, Jyotisham iti. You know, you have studied Rig Veda. You think that you are oh my God, he's a Rig Vedic person. Huh? You only know the mantras. You can chant the mantras. There are Rig Vedis, Divedis, Trivedis, Chaturvedis. Huh? These are only the surname. But how the surname came? They are expert in one Veda, eh? Two Vedas, Divedi, three Vedas, Trivedi, four Vedas, Chaturvedi. So to read the whole Vedas, four Vedas, Chaturvedi, he said it is opera. It is inferior knowledge. Because you know intellectually. Rig Veda, Samaveda, Jajurveda, if you memorize and understand its meaning, it's a vast knowledge from our perspective. But it is only inferior knowledge. Then he says, Shiksha, Kalpo, says that the code of rituals, the phonetics, the code of rituals, grammar, etymology, metrics, astronomy, all these are lower knowledge. Because why? Knowing this, you don't get immortality. You may be a great astronomer. You may be a great metallurgist. You may be a vast person with wisdom about any material science, no? But you cannot conquer death. You cannot conquer disease. You cannot conquer fear. You cannot rise above the mundane duality. So it is opera. That's why it is inferior. And then the higher knowledge is what? Very simple. Atho para. What is the higher knowledge? Jaya tadaksharam adhikam mate. Jaya, by which knowledge that that truth, which is akshar, imperishable, eternal, beginningless, endless, it is all the time there, whether you understand or not. That is called the para. That is the opera, that is the para. So, para vidya. Therefore, what is para? Yattat adrishyam अग्राह्यम अगोत्रम अवर्णम अचक्षु अश्रोत्रं तद अपानिपादम. So this is negation. This is adrishyam. Your eyes cannot see that. Eyes can see only limited things. See with the Hubble telescope, adding another eye before the eye, you can see so many. But how much you see of the astronomical world? How much the world has known? It has known so much, but in comparison to the unknown, how much is known? Still dissatisfied. You can find a star, but the star has gone 1 million years before, and the ray ran. Light took 1 million years to come to the Hubble telescope. And Hubble telescope, people think, oh, you got one new star. And a new star is gone. Where is it gone? How many billions of stars, how many billions of galaxies? Who counts for them? So this is called the aparavidya. Because you reaching that much knowledge also, you know nothing. You think I am ignorant. I have no knowledge. And as really those are real people in each field. The heart specialist, top heart specialist in the world, you ask him. He says, I understand very little about heart. And this heart was pumping here. But these people did so much, but didn't know anything. But who did that? Behind that, by whose energy this is pumping? What is going on? What is that knowledge? So this is the point. He says that all this knowledge, it cannot see with your eyes. Or drishyam, invisible. Or grajyam, you cannot grasp it. I can grasp the book. You cannot grasp that knowledge like that. It is fine, finer, subtler. Or gotram, what is neither attributeless. You cannot categorize this gotra. Gotra, you know, all our Indian rituals, we say, what gotra you are born. But that means categorizing. You belong to this lineage of saints. I belong to this lineage of sage. So these are, but you cannot categorize that. It is non-categorizable, absolute. Then it is what is neither eyes, nor ears, nor hands, nor feet. It is not can grasp, it is neither the physical and neither what is eternal. And what is this? The definition is beautiful. Nityam vibhum sarvagatam shushukshmam tadabhayam yad bhuta janing paripashyanti dhiraha. Dhiraha, the intelligent people, most intelligent spiritual people, they have understood this, that it is eternal. Timeless. Everything in the world is bound in time. You may say 1 million light year. That's also time. It is 1 million light year is a distance calculation, but that is limited. How many billions, trillions, zillions? You have any idea about it? And that truth is beyond that. Adrishyam, agrajyam, and nityam. It is bibhum. It is all, it is eternal. It is bibhu. Bibhu means the whole, total, all pervading. It is sarvagatam. It is pervaded everywhere. And it is immeasurable and subtle. Sushukshmam. It is subtler than the subtlest. Tadabhayam. It is imperishable. Jat bhuta janin, what the wise perceive as the source of all creation. So That is the foundation. The source of creation, source of all knowledge is that. Simply the example is that it is, how can you know, knowing one, know everything? The example gives that you go to the ornament shop and gold ornaments, all gold ornaments with so many designs and forms and shapes, no? They are all different in design, but are they not made of gold? So if you have the knowledge of the gold, then your fundamental knowledge of the design is secondary. But through the design, you don't forget it is made of gold. That knowledge. You are all different designs, but the design is made of Satchidananda. It is nothing but consciousness. The whole universe is consciousness. Only it is in different, manifesting in diverse ways, in names and forms. And that fundamental knowledge of the gold, the fundamental knowledge of that consciousness, there is consciousness. What is that consciousness? Study that. It's the foundation of all your knowledge. Suppose now I know you. How do I know you? How do I know? Analyze this. I see you. Modern science will say rays of light from you falling on my eyeball and creating the reverse image or whatever, and then carried by it to the brain, neurons, and then the nerves, efferent, going and back and forth, gives me the idea something it transfers. But how it happens? This information is transferred to the mind. Mind cannot find the solution of it. Mind does not know what is what. It puts it into its Google calendar, not calendar, Google search. The buddhi. Buddhi has an album. It has millions of photographs are there. All the experiences you have. So mind sends it to that Google search. Huh? And Google engine, then mind, all have been developed from this knowledge within, no? What is all the modern science, it has come from that knowledge. That's the foundation. So what happened? That he finds out similar photograph, eh? And say, oh, she is John. Oh, this is a flower, no? And when that knowledge comes, it is stamped by, behind the knowledge is your ego. And behind the ego is the cosmic consciousness, this light flood, flash of light. And that light gives you, come back again to the process of the nervous system to give you the idea, this is called a flower, this is called a person, this is called a food. So all this knowledge you are having whole day. If that foundational knowledge is not there, no knowledge can be understood. No? Does it make sense? What? Every day, all experience, I am seeing you, every split second, all the experiences were visible universe. The information going that way, going to the physical, to the brain. It's nothing. And then it goes to the mind. And mind places it to the intellect. That engine, search engine. And then it brings its memory. From the memory stock, it comes there. And behind the memory, it is dark. Unless there is a light flood of light, anything comes you cannot recognize. That flood of light is all the time there, which is called the consciousness. Satchidananda consciousness, no? And that consciousness never sleeps. That's why it is eternal. Now we are talking, no? That consciousness is fully supporting us, is it not? My seeing, my talking, my understanding, whatever is going on, that consciousness must be there. Now, when you go to dream, what happens? This world goes away, but you remain in your mental world. Who creates your dream? You create your dream. I don't go to create your dream. You don't come to create my dream. Your mind is creating the dream. And your mind is creating yourself in the dream. The mind has planned how the dream today will go, who will fight whom, who will crash whom, what terrible terrified experience you will have in the dream, or very soothing, nice feast you will have in the dream. All your mind decide. You do not know, but your mind has decided. And then you see the dream. But how will you see the dream? The light is off. How do you see? What light? What light allows you to see the dream? Is from outside someone is bringing? That is the same consciousness, light of consciousness that allows you to see. And all the experiences, what happened? Diverse experiences because of the fundamental consciousness still there. Now it is there. Dream time also he is there. He does not sleep. Now you go to deep sleep. When you go to deep sleep, what happens? This world drops, this knowledge of this diverse material, gross world goes away. And your dream world, that experience of the dream experiences, those also go away. Then remain what? Nothing. When you come back, what do you say? I had a good sleep. How do you know you have a good sleep? How can you say it is a good sleep unless you have experienced it? How can you say I had a good meal unless you have that experience today? No? Memory cannot come without experience. Memory precedes experience. You must have to have some experience. And that experience has been caught in your memory. And then you can come back, oh, yesterday I went to my friend. How do you say you went to your friend? Because in the memory, it was retained there. So similarly, but how it will be revealed unless there is not the foundational consciousness. So you see, we come to the word Sarva Vidya Pratishtha. That's why Upanishad is such a subject. You can concentrate and meditate and meditate and meditate and reach that foundation of our existence. Cosmic consciousness, Brahman, Atman we talk about. See, just one word, Sarva Vidya Pratishtha. Only take this only word and meditate for days and days. You find what a solution comes in your life. All this Vidya is Vidya because of the consciousness flooding it, putting some ray of light on it. All your knowledge of science, technology, your art, literature, whatever. And in the dream experience also, that consciousness is necessary. And it is there. And so when you're sleeping, that time also, that consciousness is still there. So the consciousness never goes, consciousness never comes. All our knowledge can come and go. But see, from this morning till now, each one of us, how many experiences you have? How many knowledge you have? Millions of knowledge you have. You divide every experience, every word. I'm talking so many words, it is hitting your ear. Everything is bringing a knowledge, no? But what is the foundation? Your own consciousness is the foundation. And Sarva Vidya Pratistham. Therefore, you have to know this consciousness. Consciousness is eternal. How? Look at your life. The day you are born till now, whether you are sleeping, whether you are awake, whether you did something good or bad, all have been lighted by the light of some inner consciousness. That's why Panchadoshi says that consciousness never rises or sets. No deti, nastameti, shambhidesha, sayang prabha. That sambhit, that consciousness. That's how Indian sages, where they reached. Now consciousness study has become a very big issue for our modern age after so much centuries passed. But could you think what grand the ancient sages have reached the highest knowledge, highest wisdom. It's unparalleled. That it is eternal. This book has been written when? Right? In today's consciousness study they have done and then wrote this book. It is who have wrote this book. And when? The book is written, the expression, it is from Brahma. You go to the background, at the foundation, when the creation is even not started there. That's why it says, Maso abdo juga kalpeshu gata gammeshu anekadha na uditi nastameti shambhidesha sayam prabha. This grand statement of the Panchadashi, where it says, Maso, all your experience of 1 month, abdo, whole year, 2022 gone, all your experience, no? Juga, your 12 years of your life. Kalpa, your whole life. 10 generations' life, all gone. These are all incidents coming and going and coming and going. But they are all reflected by the light of the consciousness. Sambit. Ma sabda jugo kalpeshu gatagammeshu. It goes and comes. Naudeti. The consciousness never goes away. And never comes up. Sun comes up, sun goes, we say. It is our very immature statement. Sun never comes, sun never goes. Sun is there. Our vision blocks, our vision does not block. But sun is all the time there. Consciousness never go anywhere. Consciousness is here, today, yesterday, will be tomorrow. After I die, even this physical body goes away, consciousness will remain some. So consciousness is the foundation of all our experiences. Knowing that consciousness, one can be free from all bondage. Because you become eternal. Anything, any knowledge is coming and going. And you see the weakness of the material science. Today, great invention, great discovery has come. It is nothing. Tomorrow another will come. Today it is a theory. Yesterday it was a hypothesis. No? This will be a hypothesis when some newer finding will come up. That is the material's aparavidya. Aparavidya changes. It is not eternal. But this science of consciousness never changed from the Upanishadic age till today, or when the Upanishad is not written. In that period, when only experienced people used to get absorbed, Ramakrishna used to live in that supreme consciousness all the time. One person went to pluck a bell leaf. When bell leaf and a little bit of the skin has come out, Sri Ramakrishna cried out, and seeing that pain, he stopped plucking bell leaf. Consciousness there, consciousness here. One consciousness, feeling the identity of that. That, what a grand experience. Ramakrishna did not know. He didn't read the Mundaka Upanishad. Ramakrishna, whatever he said, you read his life, what he is talking in the gospel, he didn't go to any school. He could not learn any material science or philosophy. We all think we have to read big books to be a spiritual person. This book, that book, and all, sometimes, all rubbish. Why? I am writing something, I do not know the fact. Even they are talking about eternal religion, eternal principle, that eternal principle for the whole world. That's why it's called Sanatana Dharma. It is the eternal religion. Why? Unchanging religion. All these other forms of practice and this and that may be different. But the consciousness study, I say that's why our Vedanta centers we call, these are not social organization or institution. It is our Swami Premishananda Maharaj's language, what? It is a Brahma Vidya Research Institute. You are all students of the Brahma Vidya Research and find out the oneness in diversity, in multiplicity. What is the foundational one experience of consciousness? What consciousness permeates in every moment of our life? Our sadness, our joy, our fear, our fearlessness. These are all emotions and feelings. It is happening on what? the ground of that cosmic consciousness. As if you are bringing something in a dark room and there is a flood of light. Anything comes near the flood of light, it illuminates. And you call, I know this. Huh? So that consciousness is constantly reflected on all the objects of the universe. Therefore, the thing is this, that Sarva Vidya Pratishtha one. That's the question. Kashminnu Bhagavo, the student question. Oh, my master, please tell me, Vigyate, knowing one, I don't have time to know so many things. How long you will study? How many sciences, how many branches of wisdom you will have this life of 100 years life? I understand you are a very extra brilliant student. Par excellent, you read like one page and it is memory. How many sciences are there in the world? Now go to the university. Baba, number of subjects, I get overwhelmed. What are the number of subjects? He is getting masters in this subject, that subject. How many subjects have diversified? No? But will that give you that permanent peace? That is the point, to find out that oneness, Kashminnu Bhagavo Vigyate, knowing what, oh my master, Sarvamidam Vigyatam Bhavati. Your whole life is short. I don't have time to study metallurgy, astronomy, these, that, thousands of subjects. I'll not be able to do that. Even if I know a little bit, it is so superficial, it will not give me joy. So tell me one knowing which all these experiences, we can know the foundation of that experience, the consciousness. So we have to research on this consciousness, and that we call God. Think of God in your heart. What is God? God is all consciousness, light. It is Ananda, it is bliss, it is Satchidananda. No? It is Ananda, it is consciousness, it is reality. It is all the time there. If we say, oh, you can do something secretly in your own room. Lock the door, no one will understand. But no one will understand, but God will understand. He sees everything. And He sees everything in a devotional term. That consciousness is always there observing everything. Sarva Vidya Pratishtham, that wisdom, that knowledge, that light, that consciousness is constantly there. Daytime there, night time there, sleeping time there, dreaming time there, non-dreaming time there, angry moment there, happy moment there, jealous moment is there. It is all the time. Everywhere the consciousness is behind that. So, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. So, we can spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you have any question. And Sapna, you want to announce anything? Hmm?
You said that the body changes, the mind changes, but the consciousness doesn't change. Could you tell us a little more on that? It doesn't change.
See, look at that. Look at ourselves. You say I. I has not changed. Everyone thinks, but your body has changed. When the body of 10 years boy, a 10 years girl, 20 years girl, 20 years boy, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, which body you are talking about? No body is permanent. Every split second, it is changing, changing, changing. Physically, body is changing. Mind, even now, this moment is happy, this moment is unhappy. It is changing, changing, changing. Now I am very excited, next moment I am depressed. The mind is changing. But who allows us to understand that minds change? Change is happening. How do you understand? Your consciousness that tells you, I was angry that time. Huh? I say myself, I was angry that time. How do you know you are angry that time? Somebody in you, hiding behind you, has observed that anger and remember that, make a memory of that. That's why it is coming afterwards. I was angry that time. That observer is not changing. He is observing all your good thing, bad thing, happy, unhappy, everything. That is unchanging. But whatever coming, this is changing. This is changing. This every moment situation is different. Every day's life is different. Therefore, it is said, Nityo anityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yavidadhati kaman tam atmastam ye anupashyanti dhiraha teshang sukham shashati netaresham. His happiness or her happiness is eternal. Who nityo anityanam, in this anityo, impermanent objects, finds that one unchanging reality. Nitya, eternal substance. Nitya Nityanang. Chetanas Chetananang. We are aware of this sun, moon, stars, our hunger, thirst, etc. The foundation of that Chetana, this diverse Chetana, awareness. What is the foundation of that awareness? Is the one consciousness. Chetanas Chetananang. Eko bahunang javidadhati kaman. Being one, he satisfies all the desires of all of us. And that reality, tam atmastham, thinking that that is my real self. Ja anupashyanti dhiraha. Those intelligent people can see through that that is the reality, that is real me, not this changing. What shall I do with the change? Every day it is changing. Now we cannot rely on any change. We rely on which is permanent, unchanging, absolute, infinite. So that tam atmas, and you have to see that as myself. That consciousness, that blissfulness is my real nature. Tam atmastam jo unupashyanti, they are dhira, they are men of intelligence. They are the proper people who have the right understanding and intelligence. And their happiness, teshang shukham. Their happiness is sashyatam. Sashyatam. Their sukha, their happiness is eternal. That's why Ramakrishna never suffered. Body is suffering so much. Huh? And someday, one day, Ramakrishna is saying, oh, it is so much sore, so much pain. Then what Hari Maharaj Swami Turiyananda said, no, sir, you don't suffer anything. Then what Ramakrishna said, oh, the rascal has caught me. That means actually he is not suffering. His body is suffering. He can make a separation. We cannot. That's the Atman, to be separated. This is the function of the body. Body will do in its body way. You are driving a car. Your car engine will be disturbed or engine will be working rightly or wrongly. You are not the engine. You are separate from the engine. Oh, it's a devotional song. We say, Ma Kali's song, no? Ami jantro tumi jantri, ami ghar tumi gharoni, ami rath tumi rothi, যেমন চালাও তেমনি চলি. It is a devotional song. Oh mother, you are behind. As you drive me, I drive like. This is your home. You are the indweller. This is your car. You are the driver. All this, the language is different. Talking about the same consciousness. You call it Mother Kali, I call it consciousness. You call it Chetana, Satchidananda. What does it matter? So this is the harmony. Upanishad always talk about that oneness. So our spiritual life should be to search for that oneness and to find and get established in that oneness. Everything is changing. You pay little attention. The sun is not the sun. This morning, by this time, how much energy has been dissipated. And it goes on for a certain period of time. One day the sun will be having no heat. Time will come. Not according to our human calculation, it is so many years. But it will happen. But which does not change is the consciousness. Okay? Jai. So tomorrow, not day after tomorrow, day after tomorrow is gospel class, 11 o'clock, no? তুমি ভালো করে খুলে বলো, তাহলে everyone can listen.